So if Arn Anderson was the one who came up with Team Angle, whose idea was it for your mama?
That would be one Mr. McMahon. So I think things were getting a little stale for me. I was on this long losing streak, and
This is after the gold standard, right?
no, this is before the
That's
gold
right,
standard.
before the gold standard.
And I had a meeting with Vince, and I was just like, okay, well, right now I'm not doing anything. Like, I want to contribute, and I had a idea, and like first when I don't know where he came up with the mama thing. So when he first approached me about it, he basically said, so how would you feel about having your real mama on the road with you or doing this role? And I said, absolutely not. There is no way I'm going to expose my mother to this locker room, because as nice as a guy I am, I love everybody on the roster. But if one person were to say something cross to my real mom,
Yeah.
I would have had a really short career. So and so we, like I said, when he said it, I was just kind of like, because the only reference I had to that was Buff Bagwell and his mom with WCW.
Judy, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess Jim Cornette used to always reference his mom way back in the day, but I don't remember she ever made a television appearance, but I definitely remember the Buff stuff.
Yeah, and his mom was on a forklift match. Vince Russo's even like, yeah, it was a pretty bad idea.
Yeah. So when things started with that, I feel, and I've said this before, I feel like that whole storyline gets a bad rap because my mom, Thea Vidal, who's she was a comedian, and she's been on TV shows. Like I said, me and Brandy have a mother in common. Me and the singer Brandy have a mother in common. When they brought her in, like, they narrowed it down to just her and one other woman. And yeah, it was like, as soon as she walked in, I knew exactly who she was. And
So you were part of the casting?
Yes.
Oh.
It was me, one of our producers, her name's Kasama, and Vince. Ultimately they left it down to me, but everyone agreed. Thea, like, she blew it out of the water. And the day she did that audition in front of us was the day she made her debut on television. We made a decision that day. And she was a lot of fun to work with on camera, because she was way more animated than me, but it was easy to slip into that whole mama's boy role, because she had a very domineering personality, to say the least. And I was having a lot of fun with it. Like, so some of the skits, like particularly when, I walked in with her, her with Mr. McMahon with his pants down, that's I was having so much fun with that. But unfortunately, she has some medical problems, and some other things that I guess management wasn't happy with. Basically, she got let go, and she got let go before the story could be completed. The story, that's kind of a buzzword these days. The story,
finish the story,
right?
Yeah.
So we didn't finish the story because, like I said, I was supposed to be a mama's boy, and successful, but at some point I had to grow up and stand on my own without my mom again.
Yeah,
and that's where
that was leading.
That's where I was.
You were gonna turn on your mama?
No one turns on their mama. No black guy turns on his mama, all right?
No smart person
turns on their mama. So it was more like I was basically going to take my manhood back. And because everything got cut off and it got, it ended so abruptly, because most people go, oh man, I remember when you did the mama's boy thing with mama. How's mama? And man, how that, for 6 months or so, like it wasn't 6 months. Well, how long was it? Because it seemed like it lasted a long time. From start to finish, 8 weeks.
This is the hilarious thing about wrestling fans in our memories is when something is memorable. Oh man, you did that thing for like 6 to 8 months, a year.
Yeah.
And when something's not memorable, it could have lasted a year, and you went, I don't even remember that thing.
Right.
Yeah.
8 weeks.
Wow.
So but the funny thing was the immediately, like they said, well, Mama's not coming back. So now your character's a cocky, like, Deion Sanders type. And I was just like, huh? Wait. Last week I was a mama boy, cowering to my mom. And this week I'm the flashy, I'm supposed to be this flashy Deion Sanders type. I'm like, okay, we'll try it. But I mean, I think it was too abrupt to change with there was no there was no closure or explanation for why Mama wasn't there, or why I was acting like this now. And it's like, so to me, I don't think that really worked, because there was no transition. It was like, for the last 8 weeks, you've been this cowering guy to your mom. Now it's like, well, where's your mom? Because people love her. Like, no matter what, I read stuff online, which you probably shouldn't do, because you're only going to remember the bad stuff, really.
Yeah.
So I would read stuff online about how people thought it was, was a bad thing. And I was like, I was having a time of my life. You know how many pre-tapes I did with Mr. McMahon? I was getting so much work, so much TV time, and having so much fun with this. And then it ended abruptly. And like I said, from a story standpoint, we never got to complete the story. We just literally flipped the page, and I'm a new character 1 week from the next. And it just to me, it just didn't work.